Book 1, Chapter 5, Army Enemies. I need to close that one. And then open that one. Enemy armies, the Char. The land north of Asgard's protective Great Northern Wall is occupied by a savage race of beasts known as the Char. To the Char, flame is a physical representation of their gods. In order to keep the gods happy, they must first fulfill their obligation to the flame. To that end, the Char have constructed a series of sacred buildings known as flame temples. On raised platforms, these bestial creatures have inscribed huge circular runes, which define and magically feed the sacred fires. Further defining the ring are pillars of pure obsidian or carved sandstone, sculpted to depict the faces of the mysterious creatures the Char worship. Between these pillars, in the very center of each of these temples, are the ever-burning sacred flames. The Char believe that as long as the flames are burning, the gods are pleased. If the flames go out, then the Char failed in their duties and will be punished by the gods. Each temple has its own fire, which is tended at all times by 4 Char flame keepers. Flame keepers have only one job: to keep the sacred flame burning. This is the most prestigious position a Char can occupy. Only the strongest, most capable Char can take this honor, and all other Char bow to the flame keepers. In addition to temples, whenever a large Char warband travels anywhere... Hi Gecko! I'm good, how are you? In addition to temples, whenever a large Char warband travels anywhere, they take off them a bronze brazier, lit at a flame temple by the sacred flame. These braziers are placed upon palanquins, which are then carried from location to location for 4 Char flame carriers. By 4 Char flame carriers. I think I fixed my PC. What was wrong with it? Each night, when they make a camp, the flame carriers erect a flammable effigy in the shape of one of their gods, then ignite it and let it burn till daylight. Humans learn quickly how to read the flame sign. If the flame is lit, the Char camp is occupied. If the flame is out, the Char have moved on. I suppose the Shin will be streaming soon. Or has he started already? I hope not. Enemy... Oh, I read that. Stone Summit. The Stone Summit are a guild of xenophobic dwarves who live high up in the Shiver Peak Mountains. Their hatred of other cultures, particularly humans, runs so deep that they won't even deal with other dwarf clans who have trading relationships with the human nations. The Stone Summit pride themselves on their fanatism. To them, there's only one right way to do things, their way. There's only one group with a ruling world, the Stone Summit. All other life is meaningless. They're cruel, brutal, calculating, and cold-hearted to a degree rarely seen in civilized nations. A Stone Summit dwarf could split a man's head without a thought and feel as little concern as if he just stepped on an earthworm. Stone Summit leader Dagnus Stone Splitter is said to aspire to one day rule all of Tyria. His methods are messy but effective. The price he extracts for failure is death, which tends to put a hard edge on everything. Those dwarves who had managed to survive inside the guild for any significant period of time are as tough as stone and just as cold. They execute the orders with a brutal efficiency, knowing that they must succeed or die. The Stone Summit have a penchant for slavery. They can often be found riding giants and other beasts bound with all manner of manacles and restraining devices. They don't bother to tame their mounts, rather preferring to simply chain the beasts and overpower them, making them bend to their will, rather than becoming accustomed to their new role. If given the opportunity, they would enslave humans and other non-pure dwarves as well, the undead. Except for the obvious difference, lack of skin, hair, and working circulatory system, and so on. The undead army are very much like any living human army. They have military ranks, a chain of command, and a set of marching orders. The bulk of the army is made up of once living humans, though there are tales that when this force marches into battle, the animated skeleton of a once grand dragon marches with it. That's interesting. The animated skeleton of the once grand dragon marches with it. So, when they made this, did they have Zaitan idea already? There's much speculation about the undead Otoria and what their goals might be. Many believe that they are the remnants of Or, those lost souls who were so disturbed by the destruction of their home in the cataclysm that they refuse to pass into the next life. Others believe there's a more sinister force motivating these creatures, a malevolent being who has raised the resting dead to do his bidding. Yeah. Oh no, this is talking about the Lich. Some even say the mysterious leader is a powerful Lich Lord who rules them all from behind the front lines. But most of this is just campfire tales and barroom gossip, for there's no one who lives today who can claim to have seen this creature in the flesh, so to speak.